Hello, I'm Dr. Andrea Baker, and I'm the principal bassoonist for the opera and the Ozarks Orchestra. Additionally, I'm also the assistant professor of bassoon at Western Illinois University. Today, I will be giving you some tips and demonstrating this year's All-State Etudes and exercises. The first excerpt comes from Beethoven's Symphony No. 9, and this is such a beautiful counter melody to the famous melody that we all know, the Ode to Joy theme. So personally, this is one of my favorite solos to play. I would encourage you, even though you do have that metronome marking quarter equals 144, I would highly suggest that you practice this with your metronome rather set to 72. So you get that large 2 feel rather than the 4. I think it will help the phrase move a little more freely. But other than that, this is just such a lovely solo, so just enjoy. Our next excerpt is from a ballet by Igor Stravinsky called The Firebird. Now, you may see it has this word next to it, berceuse, and that just means lullaby. So when you play this excerpt, really think about a lullaby that you are putting someone to sleep. And so make sure, even, we're in a little bit of a strange key signature, maybe some accidentals as well. Keep the line really going. Make sure your air is just flowing so that it doesn't sound notey. And while it is marked piano, and yes, you are putting someone to sleep, don't worry about being too soft. It's more important that the line of the phrase is continuous and we don't get kind of like bumps and jump outs in between notes, but that it's really sustained. This excerpt is from a piece by Bach, Little Fugue in G minor. And now this was not a selection originally written for the bassoon, but nonetheless, it's a great excerpt where you can show off all of your excellent flicking and articulative skills in a little bit of a faster tempo, but really focus on articulative clarity. This next selection is taken from a wind band piece, Lincolnshire Posy by Percy Grainger. It's definitely a fan favorite of the wind band repertoire. If you haven't played it yet, I'm sure you will someday. So much of this piece draws on folk songs found in and around England and the United Kingdom. But here, briskly with plenty of lilt. So that word lilt, it should have a little bit of a dancing quality to it, but we do want to make sure that we keep the notes detached, and it almost has this kind of off dance-like quality to it. Weissenborn Advanced Study number 15, this little selection really gives us a chance to showcase our ability to kind of pace a cadenza in a way. So we're starting off very slowly, and then we have this arpeggio where we're asked to crescendo and stringendo, so get louder and then faster, and then at the end, in that the second to last bar, to slow it down and diminuendo. The final excerpt from the packet is Giampieri number 5, or an excerpt from it. So with this one, we basically just have constant 16th notes, and they are either slurred or staccatoed. So really make sure that your fingers are nice and even. One thing I will say is that on the last line in the first measure there, where you're slurring between E flat and A flat, that down slur from A flat to E flat can be really difficult to come out. So oftentimes I will switch my A flat fingering to, in the left hand stays the same, but in the right hand I'll use the B flat key and the F key. That slurs down to E flat much easier. If you don't want to do that, you can actually flick the C sharp key for E flat. I tend to do that more in slower passages. When it's faster passages like this, I typically will switch to A flat fingering, but just go ahead and try that if you're having some difficulties with that down slur. Thanks so much for listening. I hope it was helpful, and good luck on your audition.